A little while ago, Kyle of Web Dev Simplified had me on his channel for a CSS battle, and I sort of just barely eked out a win against him, but it was a lot of fun, and I thought it would be great to have him on my channel for a rematch.
I may have lost to Kevin in our last CSS battle, but I've practiced and trained, and I am here to take him down on his own channel.
So all of these battles will be from cssbattle.dev. To determine a winner, it's whoever can get the closest match within 10 minutes. So we're not going for high scores, we're going for closest matches. So if we hit 10 minutes and we don't have a finished result, we just have to take whatever score it gives us at that point. Kyle seems pretty amped up. He wants to take me on. He's ready to try and take me down. I think I can take him once again though. So let's go and see how we do.
Round 2, fight.
Okay, so for this one, we need to create this, microphone-ish looking sound. So essentially we have a bunch of circles I want to overlap over top of each other, a rectangle on the left-hand side, and then the microphone itself. This is going to be a tough one to get done in time. So we're just going to have a class that's called left, and let's say body background is this dark color. And then dot left is going to have a width of 50%. And it also needs to have the exact same background color and a height of 100%. There we go. And if we change this to red real quick, we should see, yep, it covers that left half, which is exactly what I want, because I think this is just dead center in the half point-ish. Then we need to have a bunch of circles, so we're going to say, just copy this a bunch of times. Circle. And for the circle, we're going to have a class called blue and a class called right. So we say circle. This is going to have a border radius of 100%. Dot blue is going to have that background right here. And then we have, what is it, circle right, I think I called it. Probably should call it circle right. And then we want it to have a width of, let's say, 200 pixels, height of 200 pixels. And we want this to be display flex. No, we don't. What am I thinking? We want this left to be position absolute. There we go. And let's just put our circle right. It needs to have a right, or I'm sorry, a left of 50%. What is this? We need like 200 pixels on the left, 300, 400, 100. Why is this not showing up?
I do think we're gonna need 4 divs though, but okay, we're gonna do div. I'm just going to copy and paste this. I think that might be a little faster. Copy, paste, paste, paste. But on this side, I don't know if it's going to be easier to have 2 separate ones or to have, we'll just go with 2 separate ones for now. So I'm just going to do an ID is equal to A. I'm just doing IDs because it's a little bit faster. And you can even do it just as like an attribute instead of even having that on there, but I don't want to confuse people too much with what I'm doing. D. So for all my divs, actually, they're all going to have a background. Whoops, we need to write div first, div. So they all have the same background color. Oh, you know what? We're going to need a little bit of a different setup. That's okay. Oh, that's not going to work then. Div, actually, we can do this. Div that has an ID on it can have a background of that. And I'm just so I can see width, not width, height of like 10 pixels. Okay, it's working. So this is saying any div with an attribute of an ID on it. And the reason I want to do that is on this side, that's my sound. So let's say D is my sound. I'm just going to wrap it in another div. I keep doing emit div, and I might need to select it, but we'll see. Div, that should be a close. So we have this div inside of there, and I'm going to start with that actually. So D. So I think I'm going to start with my sound waves because it's the one that I think is going to be the hardest. So that's my D. And what do we want to do with it? We want to give it, it has the background already. Let's just say width, whatever, it's fine. Width of 100 pixels. I'm actually going to change this a little bit. And height of 100 pixels and a border radius of 50%. It's a little bit big. I think it's actually going to come down to like a 75 and a 75. And actually this one's going to have a different background color. So this will be background of that. And I'm going to do that same box shadow trick. Box shadow of, this looks like maybe 10 pixels, 10 pixels. So it's a 0, 0, 0 blur, 10 pixel thing. And then we want the color on it. So let's put that on its own line so we can see it. So this is the spread, right? So this is the same trick I used before. So we're doing that with the spread. And then 0, 0, 0, 20 pixels. And the nice thing with box shadows is it's sort of like you can use this for your border, but then have, you know, multiple borders instead of being stuck with one. And I'm taking too long to do this. 40, 40, oh my goodness, 40. Come on, come on. 40 and 50. Where'd it go? There we go. And the color here, 60. Dark, oh, blue, dark, blue, dark. Do I need one more? What's going on here? I did something wrong. And I want this color. No, this is the dark color. 10, 20, oh, this would be 30, 30, 40, 50. And okay, so and this one should be this color. That's my outside one. There we go.
125, that's dead on, perfect. So we have this circle done. And now what we need to do is have another circle. We'll call this circle right 2. And it's going to be very similar, just slightly smaller. So copy this. It's going to have a color of black and circle right 2. I'm just going to copy this down a bunch of times. Circle right 3, 4, 5. I think that's all the circles. And 3 is blue. 5 is blue. And we actually will have a circle 6, which is going to be black. So body and black are going to share this color, just like that. And now circle right 2, we want to have a width of like 180 pixels. 180 pixels. And the top is going to need to be, for circle itself, we can just say top 50% transform, translate y negative 50%. That should center our object for us if we just remove the top here and here. There we go. So maybe it needs to be 190. That looks correct. Width maybe needs to be 180 though, and our left needs to be 135. Our height needs to be 180. There we go. That is correct, 100%. So we drop this by 20 and up this by 10 each time. Pretty easy. So drop this by 20 and up this by 10. That didn't quite work right. Oh, duh. We need to give it the right number. Okay, that's not quite right. This circle's a little bit too big.
Right, no, a left of negative 50%. We'll fix that in a second, hopefully. So what we'll say is my body has a width of 80% and a height of, the height, I'm not going to play with the height, I don't think, and then a margin of 0 auto. There we go. So that's way out there. Anyway, I think that's going to get fixed in a minute. I think I mucked things up. Anyway, A and B. I might have screwed up here. I'm running out of time. A is Okay, width. I'm doing the little box on the far left. Width of 100 pixels, height of 80 pixels, border radius of 10 pixels. Okay, the height is way too big, 50, 40, 50, 60. The width, I might have to play with the width too, but so now what I want to do is I want to move it down, so on the body I can play with that margin top of like 100 pixels. No, that's not going to work. Okay, I'm going to leave this at like 20 or 30 for now. Because I want to bring in this big one, and I want them centered in there. Maybe I should, no, it's okay. I can do display flex. Hey, look, it's helping, it's helping. Display flex, and then align items center. Perfect. Okay, good. So that's an improvement already.
And up this by 10. There we go. We have our not so correct but somewhat correct thing. So now for our left background is that. We need to make the width like 60%. No, okay, let's just do this with a pixel. We'll say 200 pixels. 225 pixels. 220 pixels. That's pretty good. I mean, my things are a little off, but it's pretty good. We got 2 minutes. Now we need to do the microphone. Let's make a div for that. This is a tough one. There we go. We have an extra left we don't need. So mic is going to be a background of this. It's going to be a width of 200 pixels, height of 200 pixels. Position absolute. And we need to be on top of left, so move left there. Okay, we need to make this like a triangle, so actually I want to do border right 100 pixels. Border right color is this. And then we'll do border 200 pixels solid transparent. Get rid of this background. Clearly I'm not quite doing something correct. Border right. Oh, we probably should shrink down these borders. 50 pixels. And our width 100 by 100. That appears to be the correct size. We'll say margin top 20 pixels. 30 pixels, 40 pixels, 50 pixels, 40 pixels. Needs to be a little bit bigger, I think. It needs to go further back. So width 200. Actually, let's just up this to 60 pixels. No, 50 seemed about right, but then I need to have my border left 100 pixels. Does that change the size? No. Border right. Top 200 pixels. Bottom 200 pixels. Oh, duh. Width. Need to make it expand a little bit further. For some reason, I can't think of how to do this. Anyway, we are just running out of time, so I'm just going to submit this. Pretty sure I've lost this one, but at least we'll get a somewhat decent score, hopefully. 93%. I will take it.
Border left is border left. So let's just say 100 pixels solid transparent. Or I should do border is that. And then background is transparent. And then the border right color is this color. So I get my triangle. But why are they so far apart? Oh no, Kevin, this is not going to end well. Okay, one thing I can do here just to fix up this. Overflow hidden 0? Why do I not see? Are they just super far apart? Oh my goodness, I messed this up big time. I only have a minute left. Oh no, Kyle's gonna kill me. 82% match, I'll take it. We'll see if I can get better. Justify items center or content. I didn't think that would do anything. Where's my body? Body width 0. What if I just do a 0 or I don't put a width? Why are they so far apart? What if I delete, just for fun, if I delete this, what happens? Why are they so far apart? Oh, width 100 pixels, height 200 pixels. There's that. So okay, that was there, and then I do want this to be a negative 50%, like that. So you know, my sound. Let's see if it gives me a higher score or not. At least I have some waves on there. It's lower, even though I brought my sound waves in. I mean, it's just my positioning on everything is now completely mucked. I probably shouldn't have used flex. Ah, oh, man, that was a disaster. I can't save this in 16 seconds. I mean, I got all the elements there. They're all there. The height of my thing is wrong. It's just the positioning of everything is dead, right? So like here, the height here should probably be like 400. It gives me, there's the timer. Time is up. I failed. It's even worse now. All right, so timer's on. Let us go. This one looks kind of hard, but I'm not actually, I don't know. I keep messing up the style tag there, and actually we don't actually need it, I don't think. HTML, I gotta get things right though. Background. I'm not gonna do the weird stuff with the body just because that's been mucking me up lately. I keep copying. Why does it keep copying like that? That's super weird. Anyway, doesn't matter. We have that as our background at least. So I have my main div, which is going to be that one. So let's just call that one div. I'm going to go with a class. I'm going back to classes. I need to redeem myself. I'm going to do it with like what I know. We're still going to stick with an A. This would be my outer one. So let's style that first. So we want A. Width will be 80%. Height will be, yeah, height will be, it looks about 80%, right? And then we can do a background so we can see it. Background always helps. Margin of, let's say 30 pixels auto. And we'll just play with the 30 because it needs, the height is too much. 60? I might do a pixel value instead of a height like this. And 60. It's a little bit too small, so what if I did that as a height of 80? Oh, that's the margin. I think my margin's actually pretty good. Actually, I'm not sure, 80. Okay, let's get the top lined up. Top is lined up, now it's the height that needs to be adjusted. This is where I'm gonna go with a pixel value. 350 pixels. 250 pixels. What? Oh, 100? 200 pixels? That looks like it's bang on. Okay, that's good.
And then I want to just automatically start by doing flex, justify content center, and align items center, just so we immediately have everything in the center. And then I could just create a bunch of divs. We're going to call this circle and circle 1, I guess. And this will be our inner circle. Next one, next one, next one. We have 4 circles in total. Okay, so dot circle, and each one of our circles is going to have a position absolute. They're stacked on top of each other. It's going to have a border radius of 100%, and then that's going to be it. So circle 1. This is going to be our inner circle. We're going to give it a width of, let's just say 50 pixels, height of 50 pixels, background of red, just so we can see it. And that is the exact right. So we'll just give it the correct color.
Okay, the reason I have to rotate this thing if I'm going to do what I wanted to do, because what I want to do is a border radius, and I don't know if this is going to work. Border radius of 50% and 0. So does this mean okay, let's just do 200 and 200. It gives me more of the shape I need, and then a transform rotate 0.25 turn. 0.125 turn? Aha! Yeah, I nailed it.
Circle 2 is going to have a width which looks maybe like 150. And then it's going to have this bright yellow color. And did I not? Oh, this would help. Okay. And what am I doing wrong? This is not quite the right size, first of all. So it's like 140. That looks correct. And I think I want circle 1 to be the bottom one. I have these circles in the wrong order, unfortunately. And then circle 3. There we go. Okay, so up next, circle 3. Circle 3 is just, again, our background color, but for now, we're going to make it red so we can see it. And maybe like 200 pixels. Nope, that's too big. That's actually going to be circle 4, so we'll just do circle 4 right now, which is this kind of ugly green color. There we go. And now we can actually do circle 3. And circle 3 is probably going to be like 180, I'm guessing. And it's just the color of the background.
In here, right? We want to go inside and do a div class is equal to inner. Oh, now I have confidence. This is making me super happy. Close div. That actually worked out. Okay, so my inner div is going to be this one. So on my A, I'm also going to do a display of grid. That's weird, eh? And then a place items center. And that means that I called it inner. My inner, come on, Kevin. We need to redeem ourselves. Inner has the background color of you. I have a habit of doing that. A background of that. A width of 20 pixels and a height of 20 pixels and a border radius of 50%. And this obviously needs to be bigger. 50.
Yep. Okay, now we need these wing things. This is the hard part. We're just going to call them left and right. And there's quite a few different ways that we can do this. I think probably one of the easiest ways is just going to be to create some rectangles and rotate them. Okay, there we go. Left, right. And we want the left, right to appear behind. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to start styling. So we're going to say width is 100 pixels, height 100 pixels, and I'm just going to do a rotate, transform, rotate 45 degrees, background red so we can see it. And let's just say margin right is going to be 100 pixels, 200 pixels, 150 pixels. Still a little bit too far, but maybe it's just my thing is too big. We've done like 90 and 90. I don't think that's quite right, but it is really close, so I'm going to stick with it. And let's give it the correct background color here. There we go. And now I want it to be behind everything except for circle 4. Yeah, that's not quite right, but it's going to be really close. So I'm going to do the exact same thing with right. We're just going to copy this. And instead of having a margin on the right, we'll do margin on the left, 150 pixels. Let's just make sure we position absolute on both of these. And make sure I rename this to right. And I want the right to be behind everything. We're just going to submit it to see how close we are. It's obviously not quite there. These need to be a little bigger.
We're going with a box shadow. Box shadow. We want the yellow one first. That looks pretty thick. So we can say 0, 0, 0, 100 pixels, and this color. 100 is too big. 50 pixels. A little bit too big. 45. Or is it too small? There we go. 45. That's perfect. Oh, I'm almost done. Oh, there's a little, see that little hop that's happening there? I hope that doesn't penalize me for that. So that's one shadow, and then the other shadow is the dark color. So then we'd come in with a 0, 0, 0, 20 pixels, and that color. Oh, except the 20, 45, let me just put this on another line. So 45, 65, 70. So this second shadow is starting underneath 60? I had 60 and it was too small. 65 then. That's really close. I'm gonna hit submit. Almost 5 minutes left. Let's see. Come on, submit. That's gonna be like a 99.9 again, isn't it? Oh, it gave me 100. Yes! 4 minutes, over 4 minutes left. 100%. Yeah, that feels better after that failure on the last one. Awesome.
Need to be a little bigger. So I'm gonna say maybe like 95 and 95. That looks really close. See what this is. 92, okay, but it is not at all closer. I mean, it looks like it needs to move like in and down a little bit. So maybe like 94 pixels, make it a little bit smaller. Still not quite right, 92. Oops, looking at the wrong one. 94, 94. 94 looks dead on. Oh gosh, I don't see any differences. Oh wait, our inner circle is the wrong size maybe. It looks like it's moving a little bit. Everything's off by like 1 pixel. This is really frustrating. All right, I'm gonna change this to position. Absolute. Ah, that's just gonna mess everything up. I need to keep with the flex box. Okay, let's see. Need to go up and to the right. So up would be like 42, and to the right would be like 92. There we go, let's submit it. I think it's wrong again. How is this a 70% match? What the heck is going on? Well, let's just go back. We got 20 seconds. We're gonna go all the way back to the thing that was at 90-something%, and we'll just call it there. Submit, because 74%. Like, I don't know how I got 70% with that. 92%. I don't know how to get any closer. Just ran out of time, so hopefully Kevin also ran into the same problems.
Start my timer, and we're ready to go. So this one's a bit of an interesting one. I think there's a few different ways that we could do this, right? And one thing I've realized is we can choose the HTML element when we want to do stuff in this challengey thing here. So if I set that and I say my background should be not HTML, did I copy that? I'm slowing myself down already. There we go. And the advantage with doing that is you can actually do things without divs when you do this, which is kind of interesting. It was Jhey who'd let me know about this. So if you don't know Jhey, he's a bit of a CSS wizard himself, and he has a YouTube channel. And then what I can do is on my body, I don't know if this is going to work, but I want to try it out. Come in with a background on that. And then we can set a width of like 30%. This is probably not actually going to work, but let's see. Auto, got to spell things right. And on the top and the bottom, I want to add, oh no, I want to make this pretty small actually. Let's just do like 400 px, 200. 100? 150. Wow, okay, that's more than I thought it would be. I'm giving myself a much harder time here than I should be. I'm just trying to get the size of this middle one to be the same. 35. See, and this is where I probably shouldn't have taken this approach. But that actually looks bang on. So I'm going to start with that.
Okay, so for this shape, we need to design this weird kind of looking hourglass shape. And the best way to do this is to have two circles on the side that do the cut in, and then we can essentially just have some yellow rectangles in the middle. So the very first thing I want to do, as always, just get my body. I want to put the background color here equal to this green color. There we go. That's pretty much 50% of the thing done already. And now this div, we're going to give a class of circle left. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to do circle right as well. And I'm just going to hyphenate these separate classes, makes it easier to work with in these type of competitions. So circle left. And for now, I'm going to do a background color of red, just so we can see this, a width of 100 pixels, height of 100 pixels, and we're going to do border radius of 100%. And this is clearly too small. Let's try like 300, 300. That's too big, I think. 200, 200. And we need to move this down into the center of our screen. So we'll say position absolute. Top is going to be 50%. And we're going to translate negative 50%, negative 50%. And this will actually be 0. There we go, that's in the dead center. And actually we do need to translate it off the screen by 50% as well. And now we just need to make it bigger. Let's try 250. That's not quite big enough. We'll try 300. That looks to be very close, but not quite the right size. For now, we'll just leave it at 300 and we'll change it later if we need to. So let's do circle right. And this circle right is going to have a positive 50%. First, we want right to be 0. There we go. That gives us our shape.
And then what I want to try is some box shadows on this. Box shadow. I'm going to go on a new line just because I'm going to have multiple. So the first box shadow is going to be this. Actually, I'm going to do pink, I think, first, just so I can see it. So let me think here. If I do, what do I want to do? 20 pixels. Wow, I'm really, okay, 0, 0, 0, 20 pixels. And then I'm going to do pink for now. We're going to switch the pink color out after just so I can see it. But then I'm going to do a comma and then 0, 0, 0, 40 pixels red. So you can see how I can build out from there. And actually my sizing looks bang on. So I can switch these right away. Copy that, take that one here, put a comma, and then I can copy those and then paste that. And then this one will be 60 and this one will be 80. Whoops, not 980, 80, like that. That's not working. Why? Oh, there we go. Perfect.
So now what we need to do is get our yellow rectangles in the center. So we're just going to call these divs here, some lines. So let's just copy this down. And we'll just say line, and we'll say line 1. I'm actually just going to copy this. We have 5 lines. So 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So dot line is going to be background color, which is this yellow color. Width, we'll just make it 100%, it doesn't matter. And the height, we'll say like 50 pixels. And we'll say margin of 50 pixels as well. Okay, that's too big, we need like 25 and 25. That looks like the right size, maybe actually 20 and 20. Yeah, that's the right size for sure. Now we just need to offset the first one essentially. So we can just put them here, a div, we'll just call it spacer. This is really ugly code, but it's fine. And spacer is just gonna wrap these different lines like that. And we can say spacer, and we want to give it a display flex and align items center and flex direction column and justify content center. That's not quite what I wanted.
I'll just need 2 divs. Div I always want to do emit here. Div, and I'll just do an ID to make it a bit shorter of B. And this one will be an ID is equal to A. And I don't need to close whatever. I'm not going for a high score, right? We're just trying to match it. So I'll close my div. So then I can say that my ID, which is the hashtag of A, has a position of absolute, just so it's breaking outside of the body. And I want this. Let's just say top, or yeah, we'll do a top of 0. I'm gonna have to adjust this probably. Bottom of 0, left of 60% maybe. Width 100%. Ooh, this might be an issue, but let's just set the background color now. Background of that, so it shows up, and a border radius of 50%. So you can sort of get the idea that I'm going with. Maybe it's actually going to work. Left of 50. 30? 35 maybe? Sorry, the other way around. 65. 63. My shape is a little bit off. So this is where I was a little worried. Top and bottom. Like it should be... man. Okay, top there, and then bottom... negative 100 pixels. No, that's not going to work. Negative 20. This is not the right way to do this. This is going to slow me down a little bit. Oh, that's so close. I think it's just my left value, actually, 62. 64? Maybe 62 was good? 62.5. We got it, we got it, we got it. Okay, so now I want the same thing for my B, and this is where we could save lines of code and everything here. If I was doing it a little bit differently, if I was trying to, like a lot of these are the same for both, so I could save lines of code, but that just means this should be right instead of left. Look at that, look at that. I think that looks really good. So I don't know if this is the optimal, but let's hit submit. I have 4.5 minutes left. Submit, come on. 4.5 minutes left. How did I do? 99.9. Oh, come on.
Oh, and my margin needs to be smaller now. So margin 10 pixels. Justify content center, align item center, and height 100%. There we go. Now let's just change the color of these circles, be the correct color. And let's submit it, even though I think it's a little bit off, but we'll just see for sure. 99.4. So it looks like this left side is just a little bit off for some reason. What if we set our left to 0? Even though it should be defaulted at 0, but maybe that'll be enough. That looks pretty perfect to me. 99.9%. That's painful.
Can I improve that? I feel like it's just like this little, this is why I think it was not like the best approach exactly that I took. That actually looks more off. Maybe it's actually the shape that I did, 5. Because of the way I did like the top here to try and get the circle. Maybe it's that that's more off. Come on. Like to get the height, I probably shouldn't be doing it this way. But let's just play around with this a little bit to see if I can get a better score.
I mean, this just doesn't seem right, but I don't know what else is wrong with it. 02? Come on. I mean, this looks dead on. We'll change it back to 20, because I know 20 is like the correct one. It's just something wrong with our spacing of things.
What if I just did 15 and 15? Just to see there's a bigger jump now. Oh, I'm doing the one on the left. I was looking at the wrong one while I was playing with this. 22, 22. Okay, we'll try doing 22 for both. We'll see if that gets us a closer score. I think I'm going to be stuck on the 99.9% here. Come on. It's having some trouble. It's not sure what to do. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to count this as a win. Oh, 99.9 again. Really?
20. I mean, that's just the same size. I think 19 or something. I'm not really sure. Anyway, we just ran out of time, so we're just going to go with 99.9%. Hopefully Kevin didn't quite get 99. Maybe he got 99.8%.
We got a bit of time left to play with, so we'll try one. That's my last attempt at trying to get perfect here. It's still... Oh well. Hopefully Kyle only got 99.9% as well. But I think it's a fun sort of look at how you can do this with instead of using a bunch of divs. But I think a bunch of divs would be easier to get 100% on it. So maybe I took the wrong approach, but it was fun anyway, and I think I got close enough. And there we have it. Kyle won the first battle, I won the second battle, and the third one was a tie. Except a tie, that sort of sucks. So I think we should get an official ruling on this one and see who got to that infuriating 99.9% faster. And it looks like it was Kyle. I mucked up on that triangle one. The first one we did, that was a bit of a disaster. The spacing on it was that giant space. It was just the border, the transparent border that was there. I just couldn't. I think I had the right idea for that one. I think I could have beat him on that one, but I ran out of time. Those were the rules, so Kyle takes the win on this one. It was a lot of fun though. If you don't already know Kyle and his channel, Web Dev Simplified, he covers CSS as well as JavaScript, React, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Definitely check him out. The link to his channel is down below if you're not already following him.
That was a ton of fun. Did we get screwed a little bit by the weird algorithms? Maybe. But as the old saying goes, all's fair in love, war, and CSS. It was a ton of fun, Kevin, and thank you so much for having me.
I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any recommendations for other people that you'd like to see me do CSS battles with, or just collaborations in general, please leave a comment down below and let me know who it is. I really want to start doing more collaborations in 2021. I hope you liked this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it and seeing us go at it and the different approaches that we took, because we definitely had some different ways of handling some of that. So I thought it was really interesting to see the different ways, especially the eyeball one. I thought that was really interesting. We sort of took completely different ways of doing that. So that was kind of cool. If you did enjoy this video and you haven't yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing. A thank you once again for watching it. A really big thank you to my patrons for their support each and every month, as well as a special shout out to Zach for being my enabler of awesome. And of course, until next time, don't forget to make your corner of the internet just a little bit more awesome.